XRP ready to shoot up 180%. That's right, folks. Get ready. It's a Saturday, December 9th update, and we're talking about some conservative TA. We're not decoding a riddle, solving a moon date. We're just looking at basic fundamental TA. And the last time the XRP was in this spot, it was ready to shoot up 180%. So we're going to get into it with a full update. I threw on the suit, so you know I mean business. I'm not here to make a joke. This isn't a meme. I hope you guys are ready. XRP ready to shoot up 180%. Let's get right on into it. Now, to get started here, we've been seeing the altcoins catch up, right? Bitcoin's been cooling off, moving sideways. It's given an opportunity for XRP to push back up to 70 cents. I wanted to show you guys we actually have Flare did a massive pump over the last week. You see, well, really over the last 24 hours or so, up about 60% total. And you can see how this thing was trading at basically 1.5 cents. And then all of a sudden it shoots up here to about 2 cents in the last 24 hours. But it's playing catch up along with a lot of these other altcoins. Ethereum up 8.5% on the week. We have XRP up 8% on the week. It was up to about 70 cents earlier. Solana up 17%. Cardano almost 50%. Dogecoin almost 17%. Avalanche 44%. Polkadot up here about 30%. You're seeing it, right? Even Shiba, 19%. So the altcoins are catching up while Bitcoin chills out. And I'm going to show you guys the XRP TA here in a little bit. But let's get started out here with our current events. Starting off, first article, we're going to cover the US-backed Guyana braces for war with Venezuela. So this is another battlefield, another front, another skirmish that the United States find themselves in the middle of, as the US is backing Guyana, which is now being declared the 24th state of Venezuela by President Maduro. Now, Guyana and the United States do not recognize, don't believe that he was the legitimate president, and we find ourselves in the middle of another conflict. On the other side of the world, we have the United States telling Israel not to strike the Houthis in Yemen after this morning, Bibi sent the warning to Biden and said, if you don't take care of the Houthis in Yemen, then we will be. And so the U.S. is saying, whoa, hold up here. And in the middle of multiple conflicts, we have the situation in Taiwan with China. That's still there. We have this situation down now with Venezuela. You're seeing the situation over in Israel, Gaza, Ukraine, Russia. We don't have enough money to go around. That's the point that I keep on bringing this back to. And the other one to highlight is the fact that we're in Black Swan season. World War III kind of already starting, heating up. In the current events, world stage is an absolute powder keg. It's not going to take much to set it off. We continue to pray for peace, seriously. But at this very same time, we also realize that the impact to markets is going to be massive if we get any sort of catalyst popping off here as we continue to watch that one. Now, into the economic data as the market reacts to a relatively strong jobs report this week. Let's take a look. Now, the markets have been rallying after the Fed has given us two pauses at the last two FOMC meetings, right? But now we finally see a pause in the rally after we get a strong jobs report. And I say strong with quotations because if you look at the details, it actually wasn't that strong. 24% of the jobs added come from the striking auto workers and the film producers. So that's a big part of that jobs numbers, along with most of the jobs coming from the government and the healthcare sector, which public sector jobs, yes, I guess that's something, but we're talking about Main Street bleeding out right now. And the market's starting to realize, wait, hold up, maybe the Fed and Daddy Powell can't start to take it easy on us just quite yet, or inflation's going to come rip-roaring back, and it already is. Daniela DiMartino Booth showing this one, the Fed can't and won't turn dovish with inflation significantly above the FOMC 2% target. Consequences. Credit card and auto loan delinquencies keep rising, corporate defaults move higher, and bank lending falls more. Entering period with weaker economy with Fed on hold. And I've been showing you guys how after the Fed does cut rates, that's when the bottom is already falling out on the stock and the equities. And we're starting to see here Atlanta Fed core sticky CPI, that dang inflation, that darn sticky inflation, right? I love these different inflation gauges that they have. The super core, the Atlanta Fed core sticky CPI, the Cleveland Fed median CPI, but they're all telling us the inflation already starting to tick back up once again, well above that 2% target. So the market's starting to cool off here as they're watching what's going to come as we get another Fed decision. That's going to be coming next week. The 12th and the 13th is the next FOMC meeting. Are we going to get another pause? Does Powell have what it takes to raise rates on us once again? I think that it's very clear, the consensus, that there is no way he's going to be cutting rates. So let me know. Do we get another pause? Is he going to bump them again? Let me know in the comments down below. In regards to the real estate update, I wanted to cover what Congress is considering right now. They have introduced a bill in both the House and the Senate that would prevent hedge funds from owning single-family houses in the United States. And as Nick Gurley points out, they are trying to get these Wall Street investors to sell their entire portfolio. And if that happens, watch out for home prices dropping in the following metros: Atlanta, Jacksonville, Las Vegas, Phoenix, and Dallas. This is where Wall Street was most active. And when you combine this catalyst with the fact that cities like Dallas have already banned short-term rentals like Airbnb in the city, you're going to see a flood of investor inventory coming online, not just from Wall Street, but also from ma and pa investors, right? Small retail investors that just have a small portfolio of maybe Airbnbs or short-term rentals. Those are going to be coming online as long-term leases, which brings rent prices down, or they're just going to sell them, which is also going to force prices down. This is going to be most impactful in these markets where Wall Street was just eating it up. Atlanta, Jacksonville, Las Vegas, Phoenix, Dallas, just 5 markets of many that can see a significant downturn if this does get passed. And I was talking about this with my Discord group this morning in our weekly call that we have every Saturday. There's 2 arguments. There's one on the morality of it. Morally speaking, should these hedge funds and Wall Street investors be buying up single-family homes? There's an argument for and against it. I understand that there's some bad actors. I'm sure there are some good Wall Street investors that have brought decent, affordable utility housing to America in some regards. But there also is plenty of bad apples, and it's always those rotten bad apples that ruin the whole bunch and ruin the party for everyone. Now, the other question is the legality of it, right? So no matter how you think on it from a moral standpoint, that's one part. The second part is going to be the legality of it. Can they actually get away with this, right? Can Congress ban Wall Street from being able to make such investments? It's going to be interesting to see. And I'm not going to be the one standing in front and trying to defend the Wall Street boys. I'll let them fight their own case. But if they're able to get through, watch for this to be a major catalyst to the market falling off. And this is once again going to be our opportunity, whether you're looking to go buy a home for yourself, start your portfolio. This chaos, this disruption in the real estate asset class is why I continue to say that the real estate reset is already underway. And whether you're new to the game, like trying to buy your first home, or you're looking to rent, or you already got a portfolio, you need to understand what's taking place and how this is not going to be the same market that we were experiencing over the past few years, or maybe even over the past decade since the Great Financial Crisis. So this is something to watch. We'll see how far they go. But nonetheless, the real estate reset well underway. Now let's get on into our crypto update. Now, I thought this one was pretty silly, but I wanted to make sure you knew about it. So we have El Salvador, which is offering citizenship for $1 million in Bitcoin or Tether. This is now one of the priciest citizenship schemes in the world. This country is delusional if they think that anyone is going to pay this much to join a corrupt third world nation. The only way people would even consider this is if El Salvador paid them the $1 million. So I thought that this was pretty funny. El Salvador and their Bitcoin program. We've talked about it. To the Bitcoin bros, God bless you. You want to go live in one of these countries, do that deal. I get that. That comes with the cost. And for me too, I'm excited, eventually down the road, I hope to be able to, maybe invest in some other countries and not just buy a vacation home on the beach, but, to actually help bring up the community there as well too, right? Give back to the community that you're going to, not just go to one of these countries to avoid taxes. I hope to get a little bit more out of it than just that. But the point that I wanted to cover too is just how funny it is. All of these programs around Bitcoin and the fact that now we have them trying to fix a bug, which is the fact that people are now using the Bitcoin ledger for NFTs. That's the ordinals. And it's got the whole network. Everybody's fighting. There's all this drama over there in Bitcoin land now because folks are trying to use the ledger for NFTs. And so now they want to fix it. Now they want to stop people. And I just find it so funny. It's such a crappy network that we have to ban people from using it for NFTs. which, you know, the Bitcoin purists would say NFTs were never meant to be on there. Bitcoin's the most pure form of money, the most sound money in existence. Okay, have fun. Go take your $1 million worth of Bitcoin and go to El Salvador. Whatever you guys want to do with your Bitcoin, that's fine. I just find it kind of comical. Now, into the serious stuff, let's talk about it. So former SEC Jay Clayton is now going to weigh in on the Ripple case, and a huge shout out to Digital Asset Investor for making it back to Twitter. And I'm very happy too that he's figured out how to watermark his videos so that he can get the proper credit for all the great work he's been doing. But let's listen in here. These guys have no shame. All of a sudden, Jay Clayton can weigh in on the Ripple victory and spins it as a partial loss on appeal. There is no humility when there is no accountability. These guys are absolutely ridiculous. Even when the judge shuts them down and puts them back in their place, they still want to claim it as a victory. Listen in on this ridiculousness.
SEC has won every capital raising case, including the Ripple case. The judge, I believe, found that the issuance in the initial issuance was in fact a securities transaction during the capital raising phase.
And see, you can already just tell the lack of understanding. Nowhere was the initial issuance the issue. It was the institutional sales. If you want to call that issuance, okay, but it wasn't the initial issuance. And so right away, you can see every time these guys talk about this, you can see the clear lack of understanding. But that doesn't stop them. They have no shame.
Mm-hmm. The question in the Ripple case that I believe the SEC did not win was on the secondary trading, was that a securities transaction or not? There are other cases with similar facts where the SEC has won that. We will see how that plays out. But that goes to my point about secondary trading and Tim's point about secondary trading and the need to establish rules of the road, whether it's a security or a commodity, but that people are trading with the expectation of a financial return. And to go back to Dave's question, I think the SEC's record on cases decided is 95 and one's up on appeal. I'd say that's pretty good.
And I don't even know what he's talking about because it's not up on appeal. They haven't appealed yet. They tried to interlocutory appeal, and Judge Torres told them to sit down and shut up, right? Put them back in their place and denied the appeal. So what appeal are you talking about, Jay? And as far as the precedent has always been, since Howey was introduced, the landmark Supreme Court case, is that the secondary sales have never been a security, or the underlying asset, I should say. The underlying asset has never been the security, but it didn't stop you from filing the case and for the SEC to continue fighting and try to appeal. Even though you get shut down, you still try to claim it as your victory. These guys are so arrogant. They have no shame. And it's just so great that we've finally been able to win against them in court. And now we get to push back. Now we get to call them out. Now we got our good friend DEI, who's been clipping this up. We've been doing everything we can to expose this, and we're going to continue pressing down, not just until we have victory, complete victory in the XRP Ripple versus SEC lawsuit, but once we have that level playing field and once we've brought accountability to these guys and their corruption, then we will calm down. In the meantime, we're going to keep pounding our fist on the table until guys like these get put back into place. It's so ridiculous that they continue to try to spin this off as their victory. And mistakenly, much of the crypto space trying to claim this victory as theirs too. As I've been saying, the facts and the circumstances around many ICOs, much different from this case. As Jay Clayton tries to say, the initial issuance, that was never in question, really. The institutional sales is what they did win on, not the initial issuance, right? These were institutional sales. It was an issuance well after XRP was already created and the initial issuance was done. But these guys never have their facts straight on these cases. That doesn't stop them from filing the case. It doesn't stop them from after losing, after getting denied interlocutory appeal. And is Jay hinting at a possible appeal coming? That's what I'm wondering. Is he just that confused on the facts? Or does he know that an appeal is coming after we get the final judgment on this SEC versus Ripple case? It's going to be very interesting to watch. But now let's get into the excitement, what you guys have been waiting for, talking about XRP getting ready to take off here. We're going to start out by sharing a little bit of technical analysis from our good friend Dark Defender. He says, hi all, XRP is retesting the 66-cent level. This level is not a joke, but if you fully understand its criticality, you will absolutely be fascinated by the upcoming XRP moves right after here. This is the key at the moment. Let's check this out on the monthly time frame. As you see below, we are now above the critical level on the monthly chart, which will also open up further targets close to $1. Wave 5, Elliott wave structure in the monthly chart is still in play towards $18 short to mid-term. Folks, oh boy, when XRP breaks the $1.88, a strong level, oh God, it will be kaboom. Enjoy the weekend with your loved ones. How about that? And we got to play this. This is from BC Backer right here. BC is the one who's saying it. So don't shoot the messenger, okay? I'm just reporting on what BC Backer's sharing. And if BC Backer's getting excited, if he's getting bullish just off of the basic conservative fundamental technical analysis, that gets me a little bit excited. So that's why we're covering this one here today. Huge shout out to BC Backer. In 2020, was right about where we are at right now in this setup where XRP shot up 180%. Bitcoin up, check. Altcoin market up, check. This is where it happened. Let's see how this week unfolds from here. So we are right here. He has Bitcoin versus the US dollar is your main candle. And then he has XRP as well. And then he also has the total crypto market cap, the total 3. Okay. Or the total crypto market cap, excluding the top 3, I believe is what that is. And so you can see where we are at is right before we went on that launch pad, and that was in 2020. Now, I'm going to show you guys this chart. It's very exciting to see XRP now pushing, and it's done. It already triple tapped this level of 70 cents. We went all the way up to about 75 cents. That was on Monday of this last week. Now here today, we pump back up to 70 cents. We're going to have to watch this one closely. But even when you look at the conservative TA guys like BC Backer, and they're sounding the alarm, they're seeing the indicators, they're finding new things, the Ichimoku clouds, the this, that. I was going to show EG Ray Crypto had the super guppy, I think, what did he call it? The super guppy. Let me see if I can find it real quick here. Here it is. EG Red Crypto, the super guppy turned green. This shift isn't merely changing colors, it's a monumental event in XRP chart history. Keep your spacesuit on and buckle up, we're about to take flight. Check out June's post to understand why this shift is massive for us. Our time has come, and you can see it right here on the chart. And where I believe that we find ourselves is somewhere between that 1,000% that we did during 2021 and that 60,000% that we did during 2017-2018 bull run. So that would be a 10x is what we achieved during 2021. And I think that we're well on our way to doing that and more. And if we achieve that, well, then you're talking about XRP at, $6. We're almost up to 70 cents. So, $7 to $10 with ease. And this thing has been so suppressed. To finally see this thing breaking out, I know we're getting excited. For me, I remain very cautious, as I know on the macro stage, we have a lot taking place, but the bull run has already started. Doesn't mean we can't have pullbacks. Doesn't mean we can't have black swans. And during the black swan event in March 2020, Bitcoin dropped by about 60%. About 70% from 14,000 down to 3,800. But in that 1 month time of March 2020, we dropped by about 65%. So I'm watching out for something like that to happen. Maybe it won't be that bad. Maybe the flu season this year won't be as bad, but I just remain cautious. But while I remain cautious, I definitely respect the pump. I wanted to play this clip here. Vet shared this one. This is Ivan on Tech, and I thought this was absolutely hilarious. So while we remain cautious, we still need to respect the pump. Take a listen.
the pump. Always, guys, respect the pump. I respect the pump in all assets. Why? Because it's kind of like karma. You know, the power of the pump always comes back to you if you respect the pump of other people. It's crazy, but I have this belief that whatever pumps, you have to pay respect. Because otherwise, if you're like, oh my God, this scam coin is pumping again, actually you are kind of rejecting the pump from your life. Maybe it's a bit out there, you know, woo-woo, but we all gotta believe in something, and I do believe in the power of the pump. It's kind of like, you know, let the pump be with you. I went to bed yesterday. I told you guys on Twitter, good night and let the pump be with you. Okay, this is how I see. It's like this.
Good night and let the pump be with you. Rejoice, even if Jesus coin is up, Dogecoin's up, Shiba's up. We got to respect the pump. We got to become one with the pump, I guess. I'm here for the ride, folks. Let's watch this one closely. Let me know how soon until XRP hits $1. Let me know in the comments down below. Everything else can be found at my website, ZachRector.com, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much.